I've just received my shoe storage cabinet for my entryway. I've unpacked all of the pieces and I've laid them out accordingly here. And I've got my instructions for use. And the first thing I need to do is check to make sure that all of the pieces have arrived. And there's nice images here in the instructions to check all the pieces. All the pieces are nicely numbered with stickers to correspond. So the first step, go through, check to make sure you have all the pieces, and then we can work to start assembly. The first part of step one will be to take board 1 and 4 of A, and we're going to place in the outer holes on the board 1. The second part of step 1 will be to take piece K on the front piece here, and we're going to screw this in on both of the edges on the same side here. So we'll just go ahead and put that here, and we've got the screw M, which will be utilized to insert piece K. Step 2 includes board number 4, as you can see labeled for you. And then we will take the D bracket and place over the smaller hole and go ahead and screw that in. And then we will do the same on the opposite side. Okay, we're on step 3. It's very important to pay attention to the hole position on board 3. So you can see here, the holes are over here. There's going to be 4 holes. And you're going to take CR and line those holes up. And the farmost left hole, we'll use piece A, and we'll go ahead and we'll get that started, and we'll screw that one in there. Let me grab my screwdriver here, and we'll go ahead and get that started. We'll just leave that started there. Make sure our lineup to our holes is very nice. And the top hole is also going to get a piece A. Okay, we've got both A pieces screwed in, and then we're going to take the smaller E screws and put those each in just to the smaller hole to the right of the A, the far one at the bottom. And then we'll do the same at the far to the right at the top. And the next part of step 3 will be to take the R piece and look for the double holes, and you'll need a mallet for this to go ahead and apply this here for R, and then also for Q. It's also going to go in the circular hole here using a mallet to insert. And for the remainder of step 3, we're going to repeat the exact same process utilizing board 2 and the CL, and we'll make sure again to line those holes up very closely. We'll insert the A pieces and the E screws into the corresponding holes, and we'll place with a mallet the R and the Q on both sides. Okay, now we're going to take board 2 on my right here and board 3 on my left, and then we're going to place board 6 in between and apply the end screws from the outer side to hold boards 5 and 6 in place. And be careful as you're using board 6 to ensure that the unfinished part is on the bottom. Board 6 is placed, and now we're going to identify the holes in the center piece and do the same with board 5. And for the remainder of step 4, we're going to take 2 of the C pieces here, and we're going to place them in the center 2 of the 4 holes on the sides. So one at the top and one at the bottom. And then we are going to slide that into our A pieces, lining up the bottom and the top. And we're going to slide that in here. And then we'll do the same on the other side. Okay, we can see our assembly on board 3, and we're going to take board 4 after putting the end pieces into the side here, and we're going to go ahead and insert this over the A pieces, lining the holes up correctly here. Next, we're going to take board 7, and we are going to place the J screws in the larger portions on the outer side in each 4 corner. In piece 9, we're going to insert piece C into the right hole here at the top, like so. In piece 19, we'll also insert piece C into the hole. Okay, we are now going to place in piece 9 the P part in the hole. And then in the far left corner, we will take the piece and we will insert the screw into the corresponding hole and matching up the C piece to the opposite hole. And we will repeat for all 4 legs. And tighten each of the screws with the Allen wrench. We've now completed our base. And we'll go back to our assembly with boards 2, 6, and 3. And we will go ahead and place our C item into the holes here and here, and the same on the other side, and also into board 6. And we'll align the bottom with our C items. And next to each of the feet, you will see a location for the screw N to be placed and screwed in on each side, as well as the base board 6. We're now ready to sit our assembly in the upright position. We're now ready to place board 1 onto the assembly, and we can do that by placing C in the center holes of both locations, and then on the side we will insert and tighten in a piece B on both of those. And now we're ready to place the number 1 board on the top, and ensure that you have the appropriate black corners facing outward towards the front. And we'll tighten each of the B pieces in place. The next step will be to take the board 8 to adhere to the upper back portion of the assembly using the F screws and making sure your holes are lined up. And then our next step of step 8 will be to take G part and use the V screws, line up the holes accordingly, and drill in on both sides. And for step 9, we're going to take our first board 16 with the holes at the top on the back, and then we are going to use parts T and U. Make sure you have the corresponding right and left with the smooth part on the outside, and line up the holes accordingly. And then we will use screws L to adhere these pieces to the 16 board. And then for step 17, we will repeat the same. Then we'll take board 17 and slide into the bottom portion here. And we'll do the same on the other side and adhere with screws L. And once 17 is placed, we'll move on to place 18. And we will do a similar exercise by inserting on both sides here and over on the right, and screw in as well, matching up the holes. And the second part of step 11, we will be screwing on with screw eyes the handles to the front of 16. Okay, you can go ahead and now take your board 16 assembled and insert it into the unit, and then align your piece L and S in here, and then we're gonna go ahead and align that, and we're gonna tighten it down. And we're gonna repeat this on both sides and with both pieces of 16. And now we've inserted another 18 into the center here, and we're gonna go ahead and apply a couple screws for security on each side, and then we'll repeat the same on the other. And now we'll go ahead and place the handle on piece 10 and apply screws on the opposite. And then we'll place the A pieces into the holes on the back of piece 10 and screw into all of the holes here, one here and two here. And for step 15, we've got piece 12, 14, 15, and 11, and we are going to adhere all of those with the screw from bag N. And we'll slide piece 13 into the sides 14 and 15 before placing piece 10 on top. And then we'll be inserting the B pieces, 2 on each side and 1 on the bottom of piece 11. And then you can take piece DL and you can set that here on the side of the bottom and line that up and secure with screw E, and then repeat on the other side. And we have now inserted the top drawer of our storage cabinet. We have the beautiful shoe cabinet all assembled and decorated. You can also see the nice hooks on the sides for a hat, one on the other side for a light jacket if you choose to use that feature. You can see here where you can place your shoes, some house slippers. So multiple pairs of shoes fit in both of the drawers. So again, and then you also have the drawer up top as well.